Hello everyone, and welcome to the Peddling Prince's Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli. This week I had actually planned an episode on Canada Day, because actually my birthday also is July 1st, and this past Canada Day I happened to turn 40 years old. So I decided to have a day for me, and actually went out and had a good time for the first half of the day with Marie, and the second half of the day with my best friend Rob Martell. So I got to do lots of cool things, even a great fireworks display, got to buy a few things for my birthday, and so on. It was a great day, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. But I'm going to push that down till next week, because today I happened to go into my Facebook, and I discovered something that just angered me so much that I felt that I wanted to talk about that first. This particular photograph caught my attention. It was a photograph of a little girl with an enormously distended stomach. Now, my first thought was that this is probably a doctored photograph of some kind, and when I read about it, I read next to it, it said Facebook will donate $2 for every time you share this or forward it to anyone to help this little girl. And that's when I started to get mad, because I know from my own experience, I've been working with computers since the 1980s, and I've been on the internet since the 90s. Whenever you're told that a certain organization will donate for how many times you forward something, it is always a hoax. So I decided to do some research, and then I really got even angrier when I discovered that this was not a doctored photograph. It's a real little girl. Her name is Hu Yunxing of Shanxi Province, China. According to a November 2010 China Daily report about the case, the then 4-year-old was diagnosed with Budd-Chiari syndrome, a vein obstruction that prevents blood from flowing out of the liver and back to the heart, thereby causing abdominal swelling or stretching. Somebody stole these pictures from a legitimate donation website, put the notice next to them about that Facebook will donate the more you forward this, then submitted it to Facebook just to see what would happen. To me, it's bad enough when people make this stuff up, like doctoring a photograph to look like this, for example. But when it turned out to be a real little girl, I just wish I could have 5 minutes alone in a room with the person who started this. These people originally went public with their child's illness in the hope that they would find somebody, a doctor, that could help them. And they did. The little girl is doing better. She's not out of the woods, but she is doing better, for those who are wondering. But now, this person comes along, steals her images, and then sends them out with no other reason to see how many people they can trick into forwarding it to other people. Now, as for the people out there who actually start hoaxes like this, I don't know whether maybe you just didn't think ahead to the possible consequences of what you were doing. Or maybe you are just a cruel bastard who thinks that this is funny to plaster somebody's misery all over the internet. I mean, think about it. How would you feel if it was you? You who had some growth on you, that you were looking for help. You went out on the internet looking for help, and somebody took that picture of you and plastered it everywhere and told everyone they could help you by forwarding it around, and suddenly your picture is everywhere on the internet. And you can never forget it, even after you've been cured. How would you feel? So once again, to all the good-hearted people out there who've ever been taken in by a scam like this, just remember, if you ever get a message that says, such and such an organization will donate such and such an amount for every time this message is forwarded to other people, it's a scam. Every time. Donations are not raised that way. Ever. You see such a thing, you report it, then you can do a search in Google, find out if it's real, find the legitimate place where you can send a donation and help that way. But don't give the people who started these sick things any satisfaction by forwarding it on to anyone else. Thank you for watching the Peddling Prince's Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli, and I hope to see you all again here next week. Bye for now.